We're here today at a mental health presentation in front of 200 mental health professionals. We are going to do our presentation about self-harm.
We're really excited and we can't wait to get our point across to mental health professionals.
Welcome to Kim and Hannah.
I remember when I was just 7 years old, watching TV with my family. I'm not sure now what was on that TV screen, but I remember turning to my dad and saying, if I ever feel that bad, I wouldn't attempt suicide, but I would know who to talk to. At the age of 14, I attempted suicide 3 times in the course of 3 weeks. As well as suicide attempts, I was self-harming every day, consumed by depression. I was under the treatment at CAMHS. After all the risky behaviour I'd taken, they decided to send me to McGuinness Unit in Prestwich, which is a child adolescent inpatient unit. I've been through inpatient, day patient and at McGuinness Unit, and I am now attending the self-harm group as an outpatient once a week. I still self-harm, although I can go a month or so without it. I attempted suicide since, but the difference is now I really know what I can do to prevent it and recovering.
I was 15 when I first went to A&E for having taken an overdose. I was so alone and had no support. I can admit it was a subconscious cry for help, which I really did not know what the outcome would be. I didn't know anything about CAMHS until one of the nurses in the children's ward told me that they were going to come to see me the following day and explain to me a little bit about the service. I have now been outpatient and inpatient, and I'm currently a day patient at the McGuinness Unit. I also self-harm, but with the help of CAMHS and the McGuinness Unit, my behaviour is a lot less frequent and a lot less of a risk.
After spending the past few years in treatment, both myself and Kim have gained an insight into mental health. It's unfortunate that it had to be in these circumstances, but we constantly fight to raise awareness and remove the stigma around mental health.
We both have YouTube channels, plus a joint account. Just like we would with YouTube, we have prepared a clip for today.
We are in the city centre today. We are going to ask the general public about their perception of self-harm.
So today we're trying to get a general idea of people's perceptions of self-harm and why they do it.
What do you know about self-harm?
About self-harm. Okay, now this is a question, so I can not a lot.
Not a lot. Are you aware that 10% of the population self-harm?
No, okay, I'm not.
What do you think?
Him moving closer.
Like, what do you think it's for attention or
Relief.
relief? Yeah. Would you think that people do it to try and kill themselves?
No.
know who it was.
Self-harmers can be in such a dark place that it makes it for them almost impossible to go out in public.
Self-harm can start at any age, but the child may not be aware that they are self-harmed.
Accessories such as bracelets, gloves and sweatbands
Can be used to hide self-inflicted scars and wounds. When it's a rich and sudden home, often people are trying to find a part-time job. It's often difficult to do this because of the income and emotional impact. It's quick, 9 times out of 10 gets short forms.
No one wants their food to be touched by someone who's got books following their hours. I was sure that there was a maximum of 1 packet that was allowed to be sold in cases of paracetamol, which only contains 16 tablets. And there's a 28 tablets of aspirin in this, and that is potentially lethal if taken. 48 ibuprofen tablets. It makes it very easy for self-harmers to be able to get things like this.
When we were asked to do this presentation, the email I received said a few pointers on what we could include. One of them was what more could be done for the prevention or reduction of the number of young people who self-harm.
By preventing it, we aren't talking about it. It is so important to catch the problem in the early stages before the addiction takes over, rather than ignoring it and pretending it doesn't exist, because it most definitely does.
Self-harm should also be measured, shouldn't be measured by severity or frequency. Telling the self-harmer that their wounds aren't bad enough, deep enough, wide enough, or having enough of them leads them to question their own worth and how they can do it so that it is bad enough.
A few weeks ago, I received an anonymous message on Tumblr. This young person was really upset because their therapist told them that their self-harm wasn't severe enough to work on. They asked me, do I really need to cut deep to get help? How do you cut deep?
If someone is self-harming, there is clearly emotional pain that they need to address. Again, it isn't about severity, but the reason why they are intentionally hurting themselves.
We believe that if someone presents at A&E having self-injured, they should get a psychiatric assessment and a review. If they were to go in having to try to end their life, a psychiatric assessment would be immediately done by a trained mental health professional. Why is self-harm not being recognised?
Family influence can be a huge problem for young people who struggle with both self-harming or suicidal behaviour. For example, if a young person has a sibling who's impressionable, it can be particularly dangerous. This behaviour may seem like a perfect solution if they themselves are struggling to cope with, especially if all the attention appears to be on the self-harming sibling.
They might see it as something that helps someone that they are close to, and therefore it might be an option for them too. Although it might seem like a phase or something not serious, as they're copying someone else's behaviour, but this is often how the problem begins and becomes very addictive.
Parents often respond on a lockdown basis. They lock away or throw away sharps such as razors and hide medication. This will make the young person feel more trapped by someone else taking away their method of coping.
With the suicidal side of it, the young person doesn't necessarily need to have the classic case of planning it to every detail, time, day, etc., or even at times leave a note. It may be simply impulse, and something they feel they need to do, and they can't find a way of escaping the thoughts other than acting on them.
It also, very often, isn't something that you notice about a person. The thoughts may build up slowly and get stronger and stronger until the person cannot handle it any longer. But there is always a side of them that doesn't want to end their life, and they just want to be saved. They just may not be able to show that side, and they won't do everything to keep it a secret.
Just because a young person gets brought to A&E doesn't mean they want to be there. By making them feel unwelcome, they are likely to leave feeling much worse, making their chances of coming back with another suicide attempt even higher.
After personal experiences, we suggest that we suggest that self-harm groups are introduced in every CAMHS service.
It's when a self-harm group is when young people who self-harm get together and support each other by self-harming and together and comparing cuts.
Wait, no. It's really helpful a controlled environment in which young people can receive can receive support from staff and young people.
We reflect on our week and set tasks and goals to achieve by the next session, which will be held the following week. I would just like to mention one of my experiences with an ignorant A&E doctor. I had gone in for having self-injured, and it was quite deep, and the doctor said that stitches would be necessary, but I obviously don't care about scarring, therefore he's not going to stitch it up. And I was immediately sent out without the doctor even looking or asking me how I felt, or if I was suicidal, or if I had plans to do anything, and that's it, I just left.
Now I'm sure that a lot of you have children. You probably give them money to go out and spend. £1 isn't enough. And now I want to tell you what you could really get with £1.
You could get 18 paracetamol tablets with £1, yet you can't buy a drink.
You can get 88, and you can get 68 paracetamol and a blade for £1. Self-harm is to live,
Not
not
to
to
die.
die.